It's not always about, ooh, I love feeling good. I love to be beautiful, because sometimes, understand this, ladies, sometimes a man will come into your life and pull you into your corrections. And so that it feels difficult. It feels uncomfortable. But if he does it in a way that's in a loving way, you're willing to change. You're willing to make, I guess you're willing to listen to the resolutions of some of the things you're doing in error in your life. So that man, he may not feel so good at first. Because you're like, oh, he's making me work. He's making me look at my flaws. He's making me look at, oh, it doesn't feel right. However, he's pulling you to your growth, your self-growth. And then that man may be the one that you're like, he's not this, he's not that, because all he does is criticize me. It may not be critical. It may be something I need to step back and listen to and maybe take heed to and try to work on. So now this man is pulling me to my corrective state, to make me a better, more improved version of who I am. See what I'm saying? So that in itself is another version of what we can have in relationships. So now a man that's pulling you into a corrective state, you can feel aggravated, but when you start to say, but he's not really saying stuff to be character assassinating me. He's not assassinating my character. He's not being abusive. He's not being, he's not being narcissistic to me. He's just telling me some things I need to work on. That man is somebody that you need to keep in your life, period. I know it doesn't feel good, but sometimes we need that man to be like, no, this is something you need to work on. And if we listen and you do what he's telling you, you might find out, well, man, he got me into a better direction. I'm seeing myself in a better light. I'm doing some things better than I would have done if I would have stayed on the track I was on. But again, ladies, we don't want to hear that part, nor do we want to enjoy that. But again, love comes in various different dimensions. It's not always going to be like Tamar Braxton says, it's not always going to be Marvin Gaye and lingerie. That's not what it is. It's just not that. It's not. And in real, true, honest, loving relationships, there's going to be correction. There's going to be discipline. There's going to be times when you have to be accountable. And it's like uncomfortable. I don't want to have to say that, my budgeting in my finances isn't so hot. I don't want to say that to my mate. I don't want to tell him that part. But when you sit down and decide to couple, you're going to have to say it. Because he's going to be like, well, why is this not working properly, or why is this not going on or flowing like I think it should? Well, I got some flaws, I need to work on. Okay, well, let's work on it together. And when he sits you down and tries to help you and then tells you what you can do to make it better, he is not trying to be critical or abusive. And that's where I think sometimes we need to kind of get that blurry line cleared up. Because not all men that's trying to pull the corrective state and get you into a better version of who you are, and they're trying to encourage you to do better, those men aren't always going to feel good, because it's challenging you. It's getting you out of what you're used to. It's getting you out of having to sit there and listen to somebody clapping and applauding your bullshit all the time. Sometimes we as women need to listen. Like, oh, he's probably right. I probably need to let that go, do this, you know what I'm saying? And maybe I need to make some changes. Maybe I need to do some things differently. And then pay attention once you make the changes. And sit back and ask yourself, well, now that I've made these changes, am I better off or not? And then you'll know in those answers to yourself, you'll be like, well, damn, this man really cared. He didn't feel good at first. He didn't feel good at all. You know what I'm saying? Because he was pulling me out of being comfortable with my mediocrity, or being comfortable with being just in this humdrum I'm in. He didn't feel good. But now I can step back and appreciate his true, honest opinions, his true, honest direction, his guidance, his encouragement, I can appreciate it now. But it took me a while to get here. But just be honest, ladies, we have those moments where we have to guide and do the same. So this ain't all about, the fact that we have to do it. We have to take that on. Sometimes we also have to listen up to the man and take heed. And then sometimes we have to advise and he has to take heed. It's a give and it's a take. That's how relationships are supposed to flow. See? But I just want us as ladies to not get so caught up in the fantasy of what a man is supposed to be in your life, or get so caught up in what you think he's supposed to feel like, or get so caught up in what in love feels like, to where you are willing, now get this, you are willing to just exchange out a man you've been with for 20 years now. You done had kids with, you done spent time with, you done invested with. And you just like, I'm done with him. I'm tired. I'm wanting to exchange him out. Why? Is it something? Are you sure? I guess I should put that on the table. Are you sure that's what you want to do? And are you depleting what you have from him because you think that astroturf across the way is greener than the grass you want? I'm just saying. That grass over there on the other side could look good, but it could also be spray painted. You don't know what it is. So we have to, as women, understand, goddesses, that in our soul, we are natural at just being awesome with fantasy and creating some beautiful images in our minds. We have that talent. We have that gift. It is just naturally in our soul, period. But make sure that when you have this fantasy, you have developed a way to which you can compartmentalize the fantasy from the reality.